welcome to Afternoon Tea with Kaden Alexander, and I hope this video finds you well. It is a beautiful day out. We're filming outside because unfortunately I do not live alone, and I didn't want any background noise of the TV and talking and what have you. But it is really windy today, so you'll probably hear a bunch of bustling, a bird chirp here and there, and a car whirring by. Well, let's get right to it, shall we? Today's sweets, as always, are from the Sakuraco April box. I say as always, but we might have a special treat coming up in future videos, but I'll talk about that when we get to it. But for now, we have the strawberry milk Baumkuchen, better known as a tree cake because the rings resemble that of a tree stump. It is very soft. A fork goes right through it and looks beautiful. Gonna cut this up now. And we also have the Matcha Mochi Monaka, which is a crispy wafer with matcha mochi inside. The guidebook said that these two are a very good pair together and recommended eating them together because of the texture and flavor differences, making it a perfect complement. I also have a passion fruit green tea matcha in here with my very good coffee mug. Go check out Secret Sleepover Society if you want one of your own. So let's taste a few of these, and then we can get right into our discussion. I'll start with the Baumkuchen. Nice and soft. Very spongy. A very delicate flavor. Almost, it's not as sweet as packaged American cakes or American cakes in general. I really hope my voice picks up because it is very windy out. But you can't really taste the strawberry. It's like more of an aftertaste. But you definitely taste the milk cake. Very sweet in a sense that the sweetness lingers. That is very good. Baumkuchen is definitely something you want to have a warm drink with because it can feel a bit dry after you eat it. But yeah. So, conversation. The last time I tried to do a video, I had to stop because I just had the worst burnout. I work at I'm gonna not say the name, obviously, but I work at a convenience store that is very high demand, and I've been with this company 11 years now. But needless to say, it gets stressful when you work very, very hard and then get home and can't really do anything but sleep. Typically, as soon as I get home, I check the computer for a bit, maybe play a video game, and then I just pass out because I'm that tired and just can't think of anything. But I'm still gonna try to say something get some kind of conversation out, because I really want to keep doing these videos. But the thing with burnout too is it kind of makes you depressed. Or depressing, I guess, because you talk and you just, all the life is gone. You can't really think of anything to say other than I'm tired or and yeah, it is not fun. But these videos also help me with that, because nothing says, after a very stressful work day, nothing is more relaxing than tea and wagashi. That is very good. So as I said, I don't really live alone. I live with multiple housemates. And that can make the pandemic really stressful when you don't have the time or the house to yourself. I think in the past year and couple months, I've had a collective, and I mean throughout the entire year, a cumulative, I've had 5 hours to myself. I think the most I've had the house to myself at a time is 40 minutes. Granted, I might be stretching it just a tiny bit, but I can tell you it definitely has been less than 10 hours alone. Because I just always am, someone else is always in the house. And it can make it a bit stressful in terms of, can't really, if I wake up early, which I normally do on a day off, I'll be up at 4 in the morning, and I'll just have to lie there until someone else wakes up, so I don't wake anyone else up. And can't really clean because one of my housemates is very sensitive to loud noises, so anytime I do the vacuum it sets him off. And just little stuff like that. It makes it hard to be able to do anything. The main reason why I'm recording this outside, despite all the winds, and again I hope y'all can hear me, I am so sorry. Is if he hears any kind of talking, he wants to know what it is. If I'm watching a video and he hears laughter, he'll come in and be like, what's all that? And it's a lot. I'd rather not have interruptions on my videos. And I just want to try and not be angry, because nothing gets me angrier than trying to do something and being interrupted. You know? So but in a sense it's okay, because it still gives me time to reflect. But I miss my solitude. I miss being able to have the house to myself and cook a meal when I want, how I want, dance around the living room, have my music blasting while I clean. And because of the pandemic, I haven't been able to even do any solo trips. The last time I had a solo trip was actually January 1st, 2020. I went for what I hoped would be my first testosterone appointment. It was a huge slew of complications, and I'm not gonna get too much into it, but the hotel stay, that day and a half that I just had to myself, was a literal godsend. I was able to eat what I was able to eat. I was able to get a peace of mind. I even got to dip in the pool, and I felt motivated to use the gym. I had the motivation that I didn't have in months. Because even before the pandemic, I barely got time alone. So it was very nice to get out and to be with myself, if that makes sense. And I miss that. I miss that so much. When I used to live in the city, or close to the city, I would take trips to New York about once a month for karaoke. I would make a full day out of it, just me, myself, and I, until 2 when I met up with my friends, and I loved it. I had everything planned out. I knew exactly what buses to take, and it would just, I would download new music and brand new albums and listen to them on the hour or so to New York, and it would just be a wonderful disconnect and reconnect at the same time, because I could remember who I was and what I loved, while also getting away from everything else. So that's what I'm hoping to do with these videos. I'm trying to connect a little more of myself again. I'll stop talking for now. I want to try the Monaka. So it's very nice wafer, very firm. This one kind of has a little bit of a burn mark, but that's pretty cool. So let's try it. That is really good. In itself, it's a very interesting combination, because the crispiness of the wafer balances out the softness of the mochi, and it is actually really sweet. Typically, matcha isn't that sweet. It's more of like a semi-bitter taste. Very leafy. But the mochi brings out its sweetness. That is really good. This is probably, so far, my favorite sweet from the box. Yeah, no, that's really good. Definitely one of those you want to savor. And it balances, as the guidebook said, the cake and the mochi really do, the monaka, really do balance each other out. It's a very satisfying combination. But even the monaka on its own is a very satisfying treat. Definitely a good way to unwind. It is a very beautiful day out. I remember back in grade school, whenever we would go out for recess, of course everyone would be around the playground, but our school, right next to the playground, had a little meadow. It kinda almost looked like a trench in the way that it dipped down, or I guess a valley? How it was like a ring, and then it dipped down, and it was just this vast grass area. And then of course there was a little bit of forest surrounding it too. And we were not allowed to go in there. But sometimes I would still sit right at the top of the meadow, top of the hill, look down, and just think. If I was lucky, I could bring my sketchbook out and doodle or read something, but usually I would just sit there and stare at the beautiful meadow. My teachers didn't like that too much. They often tried to get me out and playing with the other kids and socializing, but even there, I preferred my solitude. I preferred just getting my thoughts with me and nature and just connecting in that sense. And it's not that I don't like socializing, I'm just not very good at it. Especially because of the pandemic and only seeing customers and only getting a select 3 to 4 phrases out at any given moment. Like, good morning, how are you? Do you need any assistance? Have a great day. And that gets old. When that becomes your entire social life, it gets old. And you kind of forget how to actually talk to people outside of that. Another fun thing, which is funny because you wouldn't think I'd be doing these videos because of this, but I really have bad dysphoria when it comes to my voice. When I hear my voice, be it in an echo or rewatching a video, or even just listening to it as I speak, there's a disconnect. It doesn't sound like it's me. So the fact that it's coming from this body really is unsettling, you know? It's school bus time. Between the school bus and the wind, I hope y'all can hear me. But because of not liking my own voice, I don't really do phone calls or video chats. I don't think I've done a chat with friends on Discord in probably half a year now, because my voice doesn't feel like it's mine. So because of that too, I am not really the best at socializing and talking. Which is why if you're watching this, just listening to me speak, thank you. I really appreciate it. And in a sense, just knowing that someone out there is watching, it helps. It really helps. So, thank y'all for watching. I think I'm going to eat the rest of this Baumkuchen off screen. But I hope we had a lovely chat. I certainly did. I hope to have a new video up soon. And thank y'all so much for watching. If there's anything you have questions on, anything you want me to talk about or elaborate on, please drop a comment. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. You can subscribe to Sakuraco. The subscription box is amazing. It's only 35 bucks a month, give or take, and it is honestly one of the things I look forward to now. I get so excited to come home and try one of my wagashi and talk to y'all. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.